Welcome, everyone, to Elk Grove, California, as we get ready to hit out for another 73 miles of racing, stage 3 here for our Amgen Women's Tour. Uh, Obviously, coming down from the high Sierras, the altitude now no longer an issue. The riders that were able to fight through a couple tough days are looking forward to what a lot of people are anticipating to be a sprint in Sacramento. You never really do know, that's for sure. And you wonder if that right combination of riders and teams will come together in a breakaway today. But they are right now talking about heavy winds out on the Delta. It looks like a cross tailwind is what the riders are going to be seeing for a majority of the first half of this race. Elk Grove, a lovely community here just a little bit south of Sacramento. As the crow flies, we're only about 15 miles away from the finish line, but the women, as I said, will be heading out into the Delta. And after yesterday's racing, we really need to brace ourselves. It was maybe the best show that I've seen in professional cycling in the last decade. With Bowles Dolmans dominating on stage 1, United Healthcare was really going to have to rock up, and they did. And boy, did Katie Hall deliver the goods at the end of the day yesterday up in our final stage, stage 2, up in the high Sierras. They're finishing at Heavenly. So now as we drop down in the neighborhood of 7,000 feet of elevation, the game changes. Riders like Kirsten Wield, Corinne Rivera, Georgia Bronzini. These are all the top sprinters in the world, and they're going to get a crack at it, no doubt, here in Sacramento. We're looking forward to what's going to be an interesting prelude into the finale here. 2 days, really, in Sacramento. Today's finish, and then on Sunday, the women will be racing a 42-mile, basically American, really the perfect combination between an American criterium and a Belgian kermesse. It's a 2.2-mile circuit. But before we get there, we're going to find out who really wants it more. Because when you talk about sprints in Sacramento, our 9th visit there with the Amgen Tour, this is the kind of sprint that you find out who came hungry. And it'll be answered for you here at the end of the day. We had a great chance this morning to talk to the women that matter in the Pro Peloton. It was really exciting to talk with the Olympic champion, Ander van der Breggen. Along the way, we've really had a wonderful, wonderful time. So enjoy the coverage, and we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we pick up stage 4, the final day of racing for the women here at the Amgen Tour. Hey, it was cold at the start yesterday. There's no question. How rough was it for the Peloton to not only start in 45-degree kind of misty weather, but then descend for the first few K? Was it rough for everybody?
I believe so. I think we warmed up, and then we were kind of sweaty, and it was more of like calorie intake. We had to take in consideration those calories that we burn just for keeping ourselves warm. So it's kind of a trying to break the elements and trying to keep up with everything.
So what do you expect by the time we get into Sacramento? I don't know if you ladies have seen the finale there, but it's definitely big time when you're there. State Capitol is going to be right next to the finish line. When you're into Sacramento, do you expect to see the full field together, or do you expect to see a group being chased back?
I believe it's going to be probably shredded a little bit. I really believe that this race is going to be on, and it's going to take a lot of our legs and a lot of our souls to stay in that break, especially if the wind's coming out of the northwest, like they say. It's gonna gut check us.
Talking with Mandy Heights. Mandy, how switched on is this Peloton right now? Is this the best racing you've ever been a part of?
I believe so. I mean, as of now, it's kind of all relative, but these girls have brought their A game, and so have we, and no one's backing down. And for the fact that we've had 2 long stages back-to-back, unlike last year, we had a time trial in between, this is making us kind of find our legs.
Hey, this is a great team to support. They really make it more exciting out there. Give a hand to Visit Dallas DNA. Here's Brad. This team, I was saying an American squad, but there's a New Zealander, a German, an English woman. It's quite an international outfit.
Yeah, this is a super exciting team to watch. Always very aggressive in their racing, and I think we're going to see a lot of these black jerseys on the front today.
There's almost no way a breakaway goes clear without that team represented in it. Boy, Brad, tactic, it's what makes this sport so exciting. You talk about a marathon. This is more like a marathon wrapped up with a chess match and then add a bar fight.
Yeah, sounds about right. Good metaphor.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy out there today, no question. This is next level racing, and it's so cool. I mean, just imagine that this is what it's all about. Sunshine, California, and the world's best athletes.
Yeah, we talk about the caliber of athletes racing here at the Amgen Tour of California. This is a stop on what's called the Women's World Tour. It's the premier calendar of all the best women's races from around the world. About a couple weeks ago now, they were in a race called Chongming Island over in China. Now they come to California. I think this is going to be a welcome relief on the calendar for a lot of our Women's World Tour riders.
I hear you. How about a happy birthday for Catherine is Cotton Socks, who does so much for this sport. What an awesome, awesome person. That, women's cycling is thriving now because of people like Catherine.
Yeah, absolutely.
And some would say Alex.
He's all right.
He's all right.
But everyone knows
Yes.
Kathy. Kathy's the real brains behind the operation.
Yeah, that's just really how this sport has gotten to this point to have a platform like the Amgen Tour. It's built off of giants like that. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, let's talk about more of our riders racing here at the Amgen Breakaway from Heart Disease women's race. I want to go back and talk a little bit more about Megan Guarnier because it requires quite a bit of time to get through all her Palmars. First of all, let's start with the jersey that she'll be wearing. She wears a special red, white, and blue jersey because Megan Guarnier is the current U.S. professional road national champion. So when you win the national championships, you get to wear the colors of your nation for the following season. Megan Guarnier won that last year, so she dons the stars and stripes anytime she races her bike on the road. It is a true honor to have so many national champions racing here at the Amgen Tour of California. We're also going to be seeing the European champions jersey of Anna van der Breggen, multiple national champions, the Mexican national champion, the New Zealand national champion. We'll meet all those riders as they sign in.
United Kingdom as well.
Sure,
Anna Barnes. So, Brad, Anna van der Breggen not only won the Olympic gold medal in Rio, she won the bronze medal in the time trial.
Yeah.
She also had a raid on the Ardennes, which is one of the coolest phrases in cycling. It's a three-race block that happens at the end of what they call the classic season. And these are races like Flèche Wallonne, Amstel Gold Race, and they're some of the hardest races in the world to win one of. She won all three.
Yeah, it's just like the Triple Crown.
Yeah, it's just really unbelievable. This is the team of Corinne Rivera, Sunweb, now making their way up onto the stage. We were talking, Brad, about, Corinne's Palmares, and here we go. You've got Sunweb.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, join us in welcoming Corinne Rivera, Lucinda Brand, Leah Kirschman, Juliette Lebeau, Leanne Lippert, and Julia Sok. Boy, how about Lebeau yesterday earning our breakaway from cancer most courageous riders jersey for her tremendous solo move away, best young riders jersey.
I believe in France they say, ooh la la, what a ride yesterday. So as we, Corinne, obviously we've been chatting you up quite a bit today. This is really back into your sweet spot. California, sunshine, a place that you won before, talking about Sacramento. First up, would you give me a hand for the winner of this year's Tour of Flanders, Corinne Rivera? Little warmer than that day in Flanders and a little warmer than the last couple days. You ready to fire up?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot warmer here, a bit more oxygen, so we're ready to get rolling.
Hey, how complicated are these finishes when you come into a town like Sacramento? It's a big city and a lot going on. Is it a challenge the first time that you hit that circuit?
Oh, yeah, I think I've done the circuit a few times before, so I have a little bit of experience with that. The wind kind of swirls through the buildings and stuff, but nothing new for us.
Yeah, so how exciting is it for you to be back in California, a place where you obviously grew up, your roots are here? I'm hoping that Wally has brought the RV up. Yeah, is he here?
Yeah, if you want to see him, he's over there. So the usual setup since I was a kid.
It's funny. If anybody knew Corinne is, as Brad mentioned, 71-time national champion. Corinne has been racing since she was 10 years old, 9 years old. So if you've been a part of the American racing circuit, you have to have known Corinne and her family and Corinne's dad, Wally. Wherever Wally is, we love you, man, because Wally has been to more bike races than anyone else alive today. Wally has probably seen 2,000 bike races, and you were in them.
100%, yeah.
So right on. Well, so I'm going to imagine they're going to hightail their way up to Sacramento and set up camp and be ready to watch you win another race.
You know, he'll probably be there before you.
Right on. Hey, Corinne, thanks for bringing Sunweb. It is so cool having this World Tour team with us. And Ms. Lebu, this was quite a performance yesterday. So we want to say job well done, first off. When you were out there, are you okay with English?
Yeah, I'm okay.
All right, good. I just realized I could make this a very complicated question. Yeah, very hard day out there at altitude. Had you ever raced at anything close to the elevation that you were at? She rode a very strong breakaway yesterday.
No, I've never raced in such altitude, and also not as long as it was yesterday, so it was hard, but yeah, it was fine.
So you, as a French rider, a multi-time junior champion, do you know the American girls like Skylar Schneider, that crew of Chloe Diger? You must have raced with them for many years.
Yeah, of course, we raced in the World Championship in Richmond, in Doha, so yes, I know her.
Good. So when you were 18 years old, coming to the United States at World Tour level, were you excited or nervous when you found out you were in Tour of California?
I think it's a mix of both of it. I'm excited, and we are here with Team Sunweb, so it's always nice.
Hey, it's great having you. Good luck, ladies. That's the Sunweb team, Brad. Monster Squad. Good luck, Corinne.
Well, keep an eye on those black and white jerseys today because Corinne Rivera, a big favorite on the stage into Sacramento here for Stage 3. Entering the stage now, we welcome the Colavita Bianchi team, another American squad with Abigail Mickey, Whitney Allison, and Amber Pierce.
Well, let's grab a word with Amber Pierce here, Colavita Bianchi. So they say, Amber, step into the sunshine. I want you to be warm. It's been a rough couple of days here. Amber, a graduate of Stanford, former swimmer in college, and has now become the consummate American pro. They say that this celeste color, that's Bianchi's signature color, is if you look at Renaissance or Baroque art, that is the color of the sky in heaven. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
So, now you do. But doesn't that look good? Blue skies and sunshine and Abby Mickey squinting. That's my favorite look.
I think it's an omen for today.
Yes. You know what? They always say, when Abby Mickey is squinting, there's a good chance that Bianchi's going to win.
I like that.
So hey, a tough couple of days up there, almost 75 miles a day, above 7,000 feet. Does it get rougher than the first 2 days of the Amgen Tour for women?
Not for non-climbers like me, but for climbers like Abby, those are the days that they dream of. So it was actually really fun for us to be able to set her up for that climb because we know those are the stages that she lives for, and as a team, we love to be able to facilitate that.
Well, let's talk about breakaways then today because Abby, definitely, you're right. Decidedly different riders thrive in that environment versus this one. And you can get the right group of 6 riders together, you might just have a shot on a day like today, especially, as they say, when you get 2 dogs fighting for a bone, that being Health Net and Bowles Dolmans. Sometimes a third one comes along and takes it. That might be you, kid.
Yeah, that's the great thing about races like today is there's a lot of different tactical strategies that are being employed by the teams, and everybody's looking for different goals. Some teams are racing for the sprint jersey, some teams are racing for the GC, some teams are racing for the stage win. And so we have to be attentive to what all of those interests are and try to be opportunistic as far as playing off from those strategies that other teams are employing.
Yeah, it's going to be so much fun. I really thought the last 2 days of racing that what is happening here is so good for the sport because if people are watching and they can go see the archive videos, Brad has been helping with Laura Winters doing a voiceover every day. Those were 2 of the most exciting finales I've ever seen. And just the racing across the board has been incredible. This is great for the sport, isn't it?
Oh, it's awesome, man. I mean, look at how many people are out here today. It's so much fun, and I'm really excited to see so many people coming out and watching these races. It's a really cool thing, and bike racing is really exciting. A lot of people don't realize how much of a team sport it is. But, you know, in a basketball team or a soccer team, the whole team wins. But in cycling, literally the entire team is sacrificing so that one person has a chance at the result. So in a sense, it kind of takes that sense of teamwork to a whole different level because we're all for one and one for all, and it's a really beautiful part of cycling.
I agree. Keep it up, Amber. I want to grab a quick word down here with Lauren Rowney. Lauren, a former pro, you raced at this level. Now with Vox, would you let people know what Vox is all about and how they can see your amazing coverage? Because you guys are killing it.
Well, firstly, follow Vox Women on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all medias. Vox Women is here following the Women's Amgen Tour of California. What we're about is bringing you the behind the scenes, so the stories of the women, not just the race results. We want to bring out the personalities and what women's cycling is about. So eventually we'll always be on live on television.
Oh, great. And so for people who want to watch, the best thing to do is just go online and dig in, and there's just tons of content if they want to drill down.
We have our women's cycling TV show, which is broadcast around the world. You can also go on Vimeo and download it. So if you want to catch any of the action from this tour or any of the races that have been on, if you want to follow what's happened in previous years, go to our women's TV show. That's the best place to start.
Great. Thank you, Lauren. That's Lauren Rowney working so hard with Vox. And Brad, looks like you got another great team coming up here.
Show Air 2020 checking in. This is the team of Leah Thomas, Sophia Arola, Jasmine During, and Shayna Pallas. We saw a big attack from During on yesterday's stage, heading up to the finish at Heavenly at Tahoe.
Well, it's awfully nice, Shayna, to make our way back down, basically to your hometown, or very, very close. How are you feeling? Tough couple of days up there. How's the whole team weathering it?
Yeah, the first 2 days was a lot of climbing at altitude, and it was pretty challenging just because we weren't used to the altitude, and it was a lot of climbing. But we ended up doing pretty well. We've been doing pretty solid, and we're all excited to be back down to sea level and see what we can do.
Yeah, well, right on. It's going to be exciting. Jasmine During. Yeah, I really impressed yesterday. A nice effort out there, and it has to be so different when you make an effort up at altitude. It takes a lot of courage, doesn't it, to attack a race at this level?
Yeah, it does. When you're up at altitude, you really have to think about how you're spending your energy, and especially when you're going up against teams or riders that have spent a lot of time training specifically for this race and for those stages at altitude. You know that they really have a little bit of an edge on you. So for me, it was all about trying to be opportunistic and trying to find a chance to get off the front. Didn't pan out, but we'll see what we can do today.
I always say, in order to win, you got to risk losing, and this sport's about courage, and that's exactly what you showed. So good job.
Thank you.
Hey, Sophia, first off, you just had a birthday. Happy birthday. And I am so proud. When you're in the United States, obviously we talk a lot about the American riders, and we're also happy about bronze medal at Pan Am Games because Skylar Schneider is an American. But you know what? Mexico has really got a strong women's racing scene happening as well. I want to congratulate you for being a part of that.
Gracias. Thank you.
Yeah, so a lot of Mexican women here. Are you familiar with most of those riders, or are you more familiar with the American riders? Because we usually see you in the U.S. Do you race in Mexico much?
I don't race in Mexico much because there's not many races, but I've known the riders since I started racing, and we are all great friends, and it's really nice to see them here as well.
Yeah, and so for you as well, I have to imagine the Olympic dream is what you're on board with for 2020 in Tokyo. Is that your big goal?
Yeah, of course. For cycling, the Olympics is a big event, so we're all aiming for the Olympics. I hope so.
Well, we wish you all good luck. Have a great day out there, ladies. That is the Show Air 2020 team.
Canyon SRAM next to sign in here on our Amgen Breakaway from Cancer sign-in stage as we welcome the team of Alina Amialusik, the British national champion Hannah Barnes, Barb Guarishi, California's own Alexis Ryan, and Trixie Warak.
We'll grab a word with Kendall Ryan, another one of the Americans. I'm sorry, Alexis Ryan. Your how is your sister Kendall doing? Racing over in China on the World Tour level? How's she making out over there?
Yeah, I think she did really well. She was involved in a crash on the first day, so that was a bit unfortunate, but I think she really enjoyed herself.
Well, good. So how are you doing? This has been a tough 2 days of racing. If people have been watching on the web, the great coverage there, you can see this is about as aggressive as racing gets.
Yeah, it's definitely, the field is far deeper than it has been in the past, so it's been a hard 2 days of racing, and we've been giving it all for our leaders here, so it's been good for us.
What do you expect today as far as we make our way into Sacramento, 73-mile stage? Do you see a breakaway having a shot today, or are there just too many teams that want these bonuses in the sprint to happen?
I don't want to give anything away, but the word echelon. There's quite a bit of wind out there today, so we're hoping it sticks, and yeah.
I get where you're coming from, Alexis. That's Alexis Ryan. This is the Canyon SRAM team. Brad, when she says echelon, you know what she's talking about. They're looking at the winds and the damage that they can do out here. That we could see this race blow to bits. Just because teams want a sprint doesn't mean they're always going to get one.
All right, next up, we welcome a very special team racing with us here at the Amgen Tour of California, as this is our U.S. national team. Please welcome Skylar Schneider, Allison Arnsman, Hannah Arnsman, Samantha Schneider, and Stephanie Seidlich.
This is another one of the very special American riders that we have with us here in California, as just 1 week ago she was winning a bronze medal at the Pan Am Games in the Dominican Republic. Would you give a big hand to Skylar Schneider? Boy, now, I think we're really moving into, Skylar, races where you can make some hay. A day like today, this is pretty much the perfect day for a rider with your talent set, I would say. You must be excited today, Skylar.
Absolutely. I suffered very much the past 2 days with the motivation of making it here today, so I'm pretty excited to see what we can do as a team.
I think it's great for women's racing to have these epic monster stages. Even if it might not suit you personally, you understand how good it is for the sport to showcase athletes at your level in that atmosphere.
Absolutely. I think it's great that there's courses that suit all different types of riders, and what the women did yesterday was so impressive.
So does racing, I'll be honest, you can hear the difference when you're on this stage when different teams come up and sign in. And there's no team that gets the level of energy out of the crowd than this team, the USA, racing at Tour of California. Does it give you superpowers?
Absolutely. We get goosebumps hearing everyone cheering for Team USA, and to be able to represent our country in the biggest race in the U.S. is really an honor.
Yeah, isn't that really ultimately the goal? If we wanted to explain to people what you're all about, it's about making Olympic teams and making medals happen for the USA?
Yeah, absolutely. The development process has been key for USA over the past few years, and we have a couple years until the next Olympics, but it starts now to start preparing for that.
Hey, how familiar were you with the French rider Lebeau, who was in the breakaway yesterday? I was asking her about you. I'm just wondering how well you would know each other from the international circuit. You're 18 years old. She's 18 years old. You probably raced against each other a bit.
We raced against each other at the World Championships last year, and she medaled in the time trial, and I did in the road race. And it's really cool to see her here at this level. We're the same age, and to see her off the front for so long yesterday was really neat.
Thank you, Skylar. Good luck, Team USA. Let's give them a hand as we send them out on today's 73-mile stage on the way to Sacramento. Back to you, Brad.
All right, next up, we welcome the team that holds the Lexus QOM jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage the Silence Pro Cycling Team with Rosella Rato, Christabel Doble-Hickok, Malgorzata Jasinska, Danny King, Ali Tetrick, and Kirsten Wild. So, Dave, let's talk a little bit about this polka dot jersey. It is the Climbers competition, a points-based competition where riders compete to the top of all the climbs along the route. They pick up points at each summit, and the rider with the most total points is awarded the Lexus QOM Leaders jersey.
Boy, and this is that rider right now as she makes her way through, signing in that Lexus Queen of the Mountain jersey is Christabel Doble-Hickok, a Californian, but we'll grab a word with her. Brad is right. This has been a hotly contested competition here. So, Christabel, it looks like you came in with a game plan. to win the Queen of the Mountain. When we watch on the web, we see you going for every point that you can out there. Good for you, because not only have you done well there, but you've been able to parlay that into 2 top 5 rides here and sitting in 4th, I believe, on GC. You have to be incredibly happy with how things have gone.
Yeah, you know, I'm always hard on myself and finding faults, but I'm really happy with how the week's gone and how the team is riding and supporting me, and we're really excited for today.
Well, and it's interesting because when you look at the first 2 stages, they're so different than the today and tomorrow. But you're pretty well suited for this, aren't you? I mean, coming from the Southern California racing scene, you've been riding with the men and training with the men, and hanging in at Peloton is no longer an issue for you.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I've been doing crits and crit series, and I do all kinds of races for better or worse, and so I'm totally ready for today.
You know, I mean, I would put you in that really rare group of people who are able to climb and contest at that level and still really hold their own. So when you look at a day like today, is it possible to climb up on GC, or do you start looking at possibly sprinting for Wild in Sacramento?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, in the final result, we're going for the sprint, and that's not me. But in the GC, anything can happen, especially with the wind. And, yeah, you just keep fighting and see how things shake out.
You know, not to knock the U.S. Hill Climb Championship, but you've come a long way, kid.
Thank you very much.
Right on. So that's Christabel Doble-Hickok. This is the Silence Cannondale team. What a ride. That's your breakthrough rookie of the year. No doubt about it when you talk about Christabel Doble-Hickok.
Yeah, some really aggressive climbing up there in Tahoe. It was a tremendous race yesterday, and we're going to see the sprinters on the Silence team today. All right, we're going to keep it moving with another American squad checking in now. This is the Rally Racing team as we welcome Kirsty Lay, Erica Aller, Kelly Catlin, Caitlin LaRoche, Catherine Main, and Emma White.
Wow, there is a world champion coming onto our stage, Olympic bronze medalist, Olympic silver medalist, who happens to be the same as the world champion. You have quite a crew that you roll with, Erica Aller.
I do, definitely. We've definitely added some great powerhouses to the team, and definitely humbled by the Olympic medalists on the program, and you know, we're definitely outfitted with a plethora of options for a stage like today.
No kidding. Loaded for bear, as they say. So, hey, but now we move into the phase of the race where you really come into play. Activate Erica Aller, they're saying back in the control room, because a sprint like today is your wheelhouse. I mean, how many chances do you get with this kind of stage to race against this quality field in this great sunshine in California? Today's the kind of day you must live for.
Yeah, you know, I definitely suffered through the 6,000 feet of climbing yesterday to make it to today, and with these girls and the power that they have, and Emma's got a great sprint on her as well, we've definitely got a few cards to play, and we're just excited to be out here with some of the best women in the world.
So Brad, my colleague, has already started bidding and driving the price up. Yeah, easy, Brad. You're ruining it for everybody. So no, actually, he's actually participating because we're so excited about this. You have multiple bikes. This is the one that we're calling, what Emma White called the plant, I think. And so...
Yeah, so this is the one that Kirsty actually is riding. It is plant-based. The child that received the grant is very into science and very into plants, and she likes to watch them grow. And this is a custom design that was hand-painted by an artist, and Diamondback donated the bikes for this. And you can actually go to rallycycling.com and bid on the bikes, and all the money goes to the United Healthcare Children's Foundation.
And so, yeah, it has to feel really cool having this connection. And so... I hope, are they following the race online, the kids that came up with the design?
I really hope so. I mean, every time you're suffering out there, especially yesterday, and you look down and you see this bike, it gives you a lot of motivation and inspiration to do it justice.
Hey, I really felt your team has been a big part of this positive women's cycling movement. Racing the last 2 days, how is this not anything but great for women's racing? For your sponsor, they have to be so proud.
Yeah, it's amazing. The depth of the women's squad is it's growing, and the racing is getting a lot stronger and more aggressive, and it's really fun to be a part of.
All right, so Brad made me ask, is there any chance that he can get a microphone bike?
A microphone bike? I think if he partners with one of the children's from the UHCCF, he could probably get one to happen, but those kids are pretty special. Brad's a nice guy, but I don't know if he's that special.
Well, all right, so we'll make him prove it, right? Because that's what you're going to do today. Good luck, ladies. That's the Rally team on their beautiful Diamondback bikes. It's a great program, Brad.
I'd rather just buy one and give the money to the United Healthcare
You might want to
Children's
just do that.
Foundation. I don't want to.
You don't want a microphone,
Oh,
back?
I don't want to take anything away from.
No,
All right,
so-
next team signing in here on our breakaway from cancer sign-in stage will be the Tibco Silicon Valley Bank team. So please welcome Lauren Stevens, Lex Albrecht, Catherine Boos, the Mexican champion Ingrid Drexel, Lindsay Myers, and Brianna Wall.
Nice job, Lex.
Good catch.
Well, you know what? Lex is from Montreal, Canada. She knows she's quick like a cat. Good job, Lex. Hey, congratulations on some great racing out there. How are you feeling today? Sunshine, no altitude. It's a game changer.
Yeah, Dave, I'm really excited to race today with my team Tibco SVB. We're really happy to be down here in Sacramento, and it's super nice to have the warm sun out. I really like the cool weather. Yesterday it was kind of Canadian-esque. But Sacramento, thank you for bringing the sunshine and the warmth back.
Hey, right on. That's Lex Albrecht. Brianna Wall, I have to say, I'm really happy to not only see you, you're one of the great stories in American cycling. Someone who took an opportunity at the North Star race, a guest ride, and parlayed that into a legitimate professional career. And now you get a chance to go win a stage at Tour of California because this is your kind of day, kid.
Yeah, it's going to be a great day, especially with the wins, and we're going to be racing aggressively, so you can count on that.
Hey, how much? You've been around the sport enough. I almost call you a journeywoman at this point. This is the kind of tactical racing that makes the sport so great. Are you looking forward to possibly being able to play United Healthcare off Bowles Dolmans and let these chips fall where they may?
Absolutely. We've got a couple cards to play, so we're really excited about it.
Great. Thank you, Brianna. So this is Ingrid Drexel, Mexican national champion, joining us here at the Amgen Tour of California. So, hey, we talk a lot about Megan Garnier and her red, white, and blue jersey. That's a beautiful jersey. Did you get to help design that, or did they just tell you this is what the Mexican jersey will look like?
Well, it was kind of a surprise, but I think Volley did an amazing job, and I'm really happy with it.
Well, good. It looks beautiful. Thank you for being here. Let's talk to Lauren Stevens. Lauren, where's your Texas champions jersey?
Yeah, they don't let me win those anymore.
Yeah, you kind of went to another level. Hey, let's talk quickly as someone who's been involved in the sport for the last basically decade, seeing racing like this, not quite a decade, but almost. But so as we look at where we're at in the timeline, I was thinking last night, women's racing right now is thriving. What are your thoughts?
Definitely, we've watched Amgen Tour of California grow over the years, and every year it just keeps getting bigger and better, and we look forward to seeing what they bring us next year.
If a breakaway is going to work today, this team has to be in it, right?
Yeah, we practiced really hard last night on our teamwork. We brought Jenga to the dinner table, so we've really come together as a team.
Tibco has always been one of my favorites. Good luck out there, ladies. Give them a hand. Tibco, SVB. Brad, great teams rolling through, and looks like you got another one coming up in a moment.
Yeah, this will be Team Illuminate next to sign in. This has been a really fun team to watch here at the Amgen Tour of California. We'll talk about some of these riders. So let's welcome Marie Soleil Blake, Georgia Catterick, Michaela Harvey, and Katarina Nash.
Everything good? All right. One of the best stories, without a doubt, is on this Illuminate team. She is one of less than 100 human beings who have participated in both the Winter and the Summer Olympics as a cross-country skier and a mountain bike racer. No one had any idea that this woman would be able to hold her own in her first ever World Tour, really, basically, her first ever road race. She's the one in the mountain bike shoes. It's Katarina Nash. Katarina, watching the video yesterday, there's no other word than pride. When we saw you dig in, there's that group split coming over the top of the climb. I don't know that you've ever gone deeper. I mean, cyclocross and mountain bike racing, how tough was yesterday and how stoked were you?
Definitely excited to ride with the best people in the world. Those guys flew up that hill, and yeah, I was excited to kind of stay in there as long as I could. And yeah, it was tough, with mountain biking, we start hard and then you kind of die off. Here you start like with good pace and then suddenly it goes really, really hard. So it was a tough one.
You know, you as an Olympian, and we highlight that a lot because that's a big deal. When you're riding with the current Olympic gold medalist, I mean, that was only minted, 9 months ago in Rio. Are you a little surprised yourself to see yourself in a group like that, or did you know you could do this? You're Katarina Nash.
Well, it's a bike. It's about pedaling a bike. So it doesn't make a huge difference where you pedal. I think once you have the engine, you can kind of crossover, but no, it's been amazing experience to ride with these guys, and it's a whole another thing that I do, but I'm really excited to get to play with them.
All of my old mountain bike friends and colleagues have been commenting on the social media, and they were asking, do you have riders come up to you and say, wow, you're Katarina Nash, like a little starstruck at all?
Yeah.
Or confused?
No, they're probably like, I better stay away from her and their mountain bike shoes and pedals,
It's classic. It really is one of the most unique moments. Good luck. And, hey, Illuminate, this team doing a great job as well, really trying to, illuminate how the bicycle can change lives around the world. So good luck out there, ladies. That's Team Illuminate. Thanks, Kat.
All right, before we get started this morning, I want to take a little time to thank some of the folks that helped bring this race to town. So please join me in welcoming to the stage honorary Elk Grove LOC chair and Paralympic gold medalist Jamie Whitmore. We'll also welcome from the Kasum Service Department VP Rich Lozano, Council Member Darren Soon, and Stephanie Wynn, California State Assembly Member Jim Cooper, and your mayor here in Elk Grove, Mr. Steve Lee. Jamie, I'm going to ask you a couple questions really quickly. It's got to be cool seeing women's racing at this level in California. Talk about what this means to you.
Oh, this means a ton. In fact, I was up at about 6 a.m. this morning trying to ride a lot of the course here in Elk Grove. And I'm so excited to see even Katarina. I used to race her in mountain biking. And then my team 2020's over there. A huge shout out to Shayna, who's a local from Roseville. But no, this is super exciting, and I hope everybody, just rallies around and cheers for them and brings it back next year.
So for those of you that don't know, Jamie, not only a Paralympic gold medalist, but also races on the road with the Show Air 2020 team, who we met just a little bit ago. So you're going to hang out with your team this week. Have you had a chance to say hello a couple stages?
I did. Well, I ran over just this morning and was like, hey, everyone, and then came here because, as I said, I was out riding for 3 hours this morning.
All right, right on. It's great to have you here, Jamie. That's Jamie Whitmore, Paralympic gold medalist. Now, all right, so this is the team of Sofia Bertazzolo, Arlena Sierra, who was third place on stage one, Laura Vicelli, and Gutierrez, although they're down to just 3 riders on the roster today. So we'll let them sign in and then grab a quick word.
Brad, have you asked Arlena if she speaks English? Yep. No. Okay. How about you? Welcome to the United States. Great job racing out there. This team has been a big part of the race. How are you feeling?
We feel good, and we will try to defend our position in this GC with Arlenis.
You speak awesome English. Good job. All right, Astana, it's wonderful to have the Cuban national road champion with us, and she is a monster riding up in the top 5 here. That is Arlena Sierra that Brad was talking about. Watch out for that Cuban champion today. Boy, she brought a lot to the race, didn't she, when you talk about Arlena? So that, I think, was really one of the pleasant surprises at this year's Amgen Tour.
Yeah, you talk about animators in the race.
Yeah.
Absolutely dominating on the front of the group. All right, let's keep it rolling. More teams coming up. This will be the Lars Wild Deals team in the green and white jersey. The team of Sophie de Vuist, Karen Rix, Sarah Rix, Amelia Rive, and Bronwyn van Velzen. Yesterday, up at Tahoe, we had Kristen Armstrong, the 3-time Olympic gold medalist, on a strider. I think she might come out of retirement for that one.
Brad, your tweet was one of the funniest I've read in years. As Kristen Armstrong approaches a group of youngsters, she says, or you say, this is Kristen. She's been to the Olympics 4 times.
One of our Younger competitors mentioned that they had been to gymnastics 9 times. Not impressed by Kristen's 4 Olympic trips.
Touche.
All right, this is the team to watch today as we welcome the United Healthcare Pro Cycling Team with the yellow race leaders jersey of Katie Hall. We'll also welcome Rushley Buchanan, Lauren Hall, Taylor Wiles, Ruth Winder in our Tag Heuer Best Young Riders jersey, and Loretta Hanson.
All right, ladies, we are a little too close to the speaker, so I'm going to let the photos happen, but then avoid puncturing the eardrum of our freshly minted yellow jersey. Look at that $1 million smile as this is Katie Hall. The queen is back in her throne. I tell you what, there's nothing like what has happened in 2017 with this group of women. The United Healthcare team has won every race that matters in the United States, and they have now moved into the lead at the Amgen Tour of California, the race that matters the very most in the United States. Katie Hall, these moments only come along so often in life. I hope you're soaking it all in.
Yeah, for sure. I'm enjoying the moment.
Yesterday, have you ever gone deeper? And I have to say, watching that race, it gives me goosebumps right now when I think about when you make that catch and there's that moment and then you go. That you're all in.
Yeah. We were talking that morning about some of my teammates' ability to suffer and how I can take a page from that book. So I tried to channel my teammates and suffer as much as I could.
So, and ultimately, when you cross that line, what is that feeling like? Because I can't imagine that it's really exhilaration when you are completely scraping the bottom of that barrel. I mean, there couldn't be 1 watt left in those legs when you came over the line.
No, I was...
I mean, you're hurting, right?
Yeah, I was tired. It took me a minute to figure out what had happened.
I mean, but that's because your brain hadn't had oxygen for 4 minutes. You were...
Yes, it's true.
So as the oxygen comes back into the brain and you realize what's happening, I was telling Brad as the race was happening that, look, what's happened this year is Katie Hall has been a great teammate. She's really helped riders like Ruth Winder and Taylor Wiles. The same could be said for Loretta Hanson or Rushley Buchanan or Lauren Hall. This team has worked for each other. But I said, I think this is her day. Did you know coming into California you were going to get your shot?
Yeah, that was a big day for me, a good day for me, just because it's such a long hill, and that's really my thing, so...
Well, beautiful. So we're back at it today. Obviously, like Rushley's not, I haven't seen you smile for 2 days because Rushley has been a warrior out there. And I mean, and obviously she knows that she's going to need to get her sword back out in a few minutes here. This is as high a level of bike racing as we've ever seen.
Yes, yeah, we're ready.
So great. Last thing I'd like to say is United Healthcare might not be a world tour team on paper, but they back it up like no World Tour team I've ever seen. Let's give it up for United Healthcare as they go to war today here at the Amgen Tour.
Well, Katie Hall's got her work cut out for her in the yellow race leaders jersey. Next up, we move to the Wiggle High Five team featuring the former world champion Georgia Bronzini, Audrey Cordon, and Amelia Phelan.
Well, you are looking at one of the greatest of her generation as we sign in now. So there's almost no question there will be a sprint. Meet world champion Giorgia Bronzini out of Italy. Ciao, Bella.
Ciao, bye Bella. There is one dog here around. This is the Bella name, so.
So, hey, it's a sprint today. Oh, maybe almost for sure a sprint today. Are you excited to be back down out of the mountains and have a chance to get another win?
Yeah, my smile is on today. I think so.
Hey, good. We can tell. It seems like after 2 hard days of racing, this is Amelia Phelan, the Swedish champion. You have been through 2 of the roughest days that I've ever seen of racing here in America. It must feel really, really good to move into a new phase.
Yeah, I was quite happy when we had to drive down here today. I saw like sea level and flat land. Thanks.
And have you figured out where the fajitas are? Do you have an app on your phone for fajitas to track them down?
I haven't got touch base on that, but I will do my research once I cross the finish line. I'll make sure to go out tonight for fajitas.
Okay, good. They say Sacramento and Elk Grove, the best fajitas in America.
Oh my God, I'm excited.
Excellent. Well, good luck out there today, ladies. That's Wiggle High Five. Another one of our world tour teams, Brad.
Huggins, Berman, Superman next to sign in. Let's welcome the team of Scotty Lechuga, Megan Alderette, Jess Sarah, Peter Mullins, and Lizzie Williams.
Hey, I'm going to grab a word. Well, how about Scotty Lechuga? These are the kind of days, there's sprinters, there are climbers, and there are the riders that fill in what I call the sweet spot of racing, and that's riders like Scotty Lechuga. It really is the kind of day where an opportunist racer might just have a moment. Good luck out there, Scotty. Your thoughts looking forward to today's stage?
I think today's going to be very exciting and dynamic. A lot of people are scared of the climbs, and a lot of people are scared of days like this as well, because it's going to be a lot of people that want various things out of this race. So, a lot of opportunity.
I agree. Jess, Sarah, when you look at this sport, it's amazing how you just never know how each day is going to play out. It can be absolutely chaotic. It can be extremely slow and then crazy. You never know. What do you think about today as the way this race is played out, meaning it's going to be flat out flying into Sacramento today?
Oh, definitely. I think that every team out there is looking at this as an opportunity for their sprinters after 2 days in the mountains at the altitude. But it's also a good day for teams to take cool opportunities and some risks.
Hey, listen, watching the web coverage, Lindsay, your teammate, Lindsay Bear, is one of the extremely popular and well-spoken athletes in the peloton. It was horrible, as always, to watch a crash like that. How is she doing? Everybody asking about it this morning.
Well, if you know Lindsay, you know that she's in the hospital bed making jokes to cheer everyone up and not thinking about herself. So she's in good spirits.
All right, well,
I was going to say, our whole team went and visited her in the hospital yesterday, so we got to actually appreciate Kingsbury great climb from the car, which was brutal and stunning.
Yeah, it's one of the things about this sport, Lizzie. It's always, I call you the gladiators of the road, and every day you go out there with courage.
Yeah, there's definitely pros and cons in every career, and crashing is inevitable in our job, but what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
That's so Aussie. All right, here we go. Brad, I'll give it back to you because that's Hagens, Berman, Superman.
That'll bring us to our final team to sign in here on the Breakaway from Heart Disease sign-in stage as we welcome the U.S. Professional Road National Champion, riding for the Bulls Dolmens team, Megan Guarnier, the current European Road National Champion and Olympic gold medalist, Anna van der Breggen, Caroline Canwell, Christian Meziers, Amy Peters, and Jip van den Bos.
Well, if you love bike racing, what is coming up is going to be a battle royale, no doubt about it, as the world's #1 team with the Olympic gold medal winner, the European champion, and our U.S. national champion. A big hand, please, for Megan Guarnier and the Bulls Dolmens team. This one is not over. There is no question we have some great racing to look forward to. How fired up is the team to do damage today, Megan?
Yeah, I think we definitely are. We have opportunities today to take that yellow back.
And when you come in, this is a hit squad that you've got with you. Do you have a plan right off of the line, or do you have to let the race play out, let it come to you?
Yeah, I think we can make a plan, but you always have to think on your toes, and that's what's beautiful about this team is we know how to just look at each other and make it happen.
Defending Tour of California champion, American Olympian, wearing our national champion's jersey in her home state of California. Does it get sweeter than this?
No, it doesn't.
Awesome. Good luck, Megan. That's Megan Guarnier, and that is the Bulls Dolmens team.
All right, well, with that, we are all signed in here on the Breakaway from Heart Disease sign-in stage, and that means it's time to start calling our top riders to the line.